It's not often that we're lucky enough to witness the birth and ascent of a legend. Some stars fade too soon, and others never get a chance to take off. But anyone who's been following motorcycle racing in the last 2 decades can't miss Marc Marquez. With over 100 podiums and 61 wins to his name, Marquez is undoubtedly one of the sport's greatest talents. Now, in his early 30s, he has carved out a career worth celebrating that started in his late teens, breaking records and defying gravity with a smile that belies the warrior within. Marquez came through as an unstoppable phenomenon, pushing the boundaries of physics and human potential with every heart-stopping lean into a corner. This is the story of a man who dreamed beyond victory. He redefined what was possible on 2 wheels. Born in Cervera, Catalonia in 1993, Marquez quickly earned 2 nicknames that perfectly captured his essence. The Ant of Cervera for his small stature but mighty determination, and El Tro de Cervera, the Thunder of Cervera, for the impact he made on the track. From the very beginning, it was clear this small dynamo was destined for greatness. In 2008, at just 15 years and 56 days old, Marquez made his championship debut in the 125cc class at the Portuguese Grand Prix. It took him only 6 races to achieve his first podium, becoming the youngest Spanish rider ever to do so. But he was just getting started. By 2009, as a factory KTM rider, he was already setting records, becoming the youngest Spanish rider to take pole position at the French Grand Prix. The 2010 season saw Marquez truly come into his own. His first victory at Mugello opened the floodgates, leading to an unprecedented streak of 5 consecutive wins, a feat not seen since Valentino Rossi in 1997. Despite setbacks and challenges, including a dramatic incident at the Aragon Grand Prix, Marquez's relentless spirit prevailed. In a nail-biting season finale, he clinched the 125cc World Championship at Valencia, becoming the second youngest world champion in history at 17 years and 263 days. As the champagne dried on his rookie championship victory, one thing was clear. Marc Marquez was ready for bigger challenges. Moto2 was just around the corner, and with it, the chance to prove that his meteoric rise was just the beginning. In 2011, he joined the newly formed Monlau competition team, managed by Emilio Alzamora. Like any great story, his journey wasn't without its hurdles. He scored a 21st place finish in Portugal, which is something that might have discouraged lesser riders, but Marquez responded in trademark fashion. That same year, he clinched his first victory at the French Grand Prix. What followed was a rollercoaster season that would define his career. After falling behind championship leader Stefan Bradl by a staggering 82 points, Marquez unleashed a performance for the ages. 6 victories in 7 races catapulted him from underdog to title contender, showcasing the resilience that would become his hallmark. As the championship reached its climax, fate threw another curveball. A practice crash in Malaysia led to vision problems that forced him to miss the final races, handing the title to Bradl. But champions are forged in adversity, and 2012 saw Marquez return with a vengeance. In a season-long duel with Paul Espargaro, he clinched his second world title. His final Moto2 race became the stuff of legend. Starting from 33rd on the grid at Valencia, Marquez carved through the field, overtaking 20 bikes on the first lap alone to claim victory in what remains the greatest comeback in motorcycle racing history. The motorcycle racing world took notice, and in July 2012, Repsol Honda announced they had signed the young phenomenon to replace the retiring Casey Stoner in MotoGP. From his very first test on the Honda RC 213V, Marquez showed he belonged among the elite, matching the pace of veterans like Dani Pedrosa and Jorge Lorenzo. His rookie MotoGP season in 2013 was nothing short of extraordinary. A podium in Qatar was just the appetizer. At the Circuit of the Americas, he became the youngest ever Premier Class race winner at 20 years and 63 days, breaking a record that had stood for 3 decades. What followed was a masterclass in consistency and speed. 4 consecutive victories, a feat not achieved since Valentino Rossi in 2008, and battles with the sport's greatest names that left fans breathless. As the season reached its climax, Marquez faced the pressure of a championship fight. Despite a disqualification in Australia and the weight of history on his young shoulders, he kept his cool. At Valencia, he rode with the maturity of a veteran, securing the 3rd place he needed to become the youngest MotoGP world champion in history. The Ant of Cervera had become the king of the motorcycle racing world.
Marc Marquez, he's done it! 20 years old, the youngest ever winner in the Premier Class.
But for Marc Marquez, things were far from over. After his historic rookie championship, Marquez was ready to write new chapters in the history books, but not without some challenges. The 2014 season started with a setback when he broke his right leg during pre-season testing.
MotoGP champion Marc Marquez will be sidelined for up to a month after breaking his leg in a training accident in Barcelona on Wednesday.
But like the legend he was meant to be, he returned to win the season opener in Qatar. What followed was nothing short of miraculous. 10 consecutive victories, a feat only achieved by 2 other riders in the Premier Class, Mick Doohan and Giacomo Agostini. The Ant of Cervera had evolved into the king of MotoGP. He claimed his 2nd title at Motegi with 3 rounds remaining and finished the season with 13 wins, surpassing Mick Doohan's 1997 record of 12 victories in a single season. But more challenges were awaiting on his path.
Keine Chance.
Aleix Espargaro war ja schon in der Box. Der Sturz von Pedrosa, zum Glück ist okay.
The 2015 season brought Marquez back to earth. Crashes in Argentina, Italy, and Catalonia showed his vulnerability. Yet, even in this difficult year, he achieved 5 victories and became the youngest rider to reach 50 Grand Prix wins at just 22 years and 243 days old. Marquez responded to adversity like true champions do. He adopted a new, more calculated approach for 2016, choosing when to attack and when to settle for points. This strategy paid off as he clinched his 3rd MotoGP title at Motegi trademark style. While his rivals crashed out, he stayed upright and consistent.
I see Lorenzo out, and that lap, honestly, I make a mistake maybe in 4 or 5 corners. I fall the gear, everything, because it was so difficult to concentrate. But now really happy because it's really special after last year's season. Come back in the top, Honda, Motegi. Really happy with my team, with the mechanics, and of course
The 2017 and 2018 seasons saw Marquez at his peak, winning back-to-back championships with a mix of aggressive racing and strategic thinking. He developed an almost supernatural ability to save crashes, earning the nickname the Cat for his incredible recoveries. His mastery of the Sachsenring circuit became legendary, winning there for 9 consecutive years across all classes. 2019 was perhaps his masterpiece season.
Toca moto, chaval.
Despite starting the year recovering from shoulder surgery, he amassed an astounding 420 points, finishing 151 points ahead of his nearest rival. He won 12 races and stood on the podium in all but one race he finished.
Here comes Fabio Quartararo up the inside. Marquez knows it's coming. He can't stop it. It's the comeback. The checkered flag is out. He's done it. He wins in Thailand, and he is the...
This was the year when he tallied his 50th MotoGP win. Then came 2020, and with it, the moment that would change everything. After signing an unprecedented 4-year deal with Honda, Marquez crashed heavily
Oh, he's gone again. Oh, that's a big crash. He's not saving that one. I hope he's all right.
while charging through the field at the season opener in Jerez. The fall broke his right humerus, leading to multiple surgeries and forcing him to miss the entire season. The king had fallen from his throne, and the question on everyone's lips was, could he come back?
Unbelievable. Oh, he looks hurt there. He looks really hurt.
After 581 days away from victory, Marquez made his return in 2021. True to form, he chose the Saxon Ring, his fortress, to announce his comeback.
But what a moment for us all to savour, I think. And welcome back the legend that is Marc Marquez.
The person that was in a similar situation was Mick Doohan. And I say, I want to have a phone call with you. And we had a phone call, and just was 30 minutes phone call. Just he was speaking and I was listening. My question was, which was your feeling and your problems 92, 93? And then he explained everything, and it was like the same problems, exactly same problems, same feeling what I have now.
Winning his 11th consecutive race at the circuit. He followed this with victories in Austin and Misano, proving he could still win. But the Marc Marquez of old, who could push the limits of physics and his machine, seemed changed. In 14 races, he crashed 22 times. The champion was trying to ride beyond the capabilities of both his body and his motorcycle, but fate seemed to be against him. Then, the 2022 season only brought more challenges. A horrific crash in Indonesia led to a recurrence of double vision, forcing him to miss races. Then came the decision to undergo a 4th surgery on his right arm, sidelining him for much of the season. Yet, even in his absence, he remained Honda's top point scorer, a telling sign of both his ability and Honda's struggles. His return showcased moments of brilliance, a pole position in Japan, his 91st in Korea, and then he got his 100th Premier Class podium in Australia. But these were flashes rather than the consistent dominance of before. The 2023 season began with promise, a pole and 3rd place in MotoGP's first sprint race in Portugal. However, a race-ending crash with Miguel Oliveira resulted in injury and controversy, causing him to miss several races. Upon his return, the struggle between Marquez's undiminished desire to win and Honda's competitive shortcomings became increasingly apparent. Finally, on October 4th, 2023, the unthinkable happened. The most successful partnership in modern MotoGP history came to an end as Marquez and Honda announced their separation a year before their contract was due to expire. This massive shift in the MotoGP landscape marked the end of an era. For Marquez, it represented a chance at redemption, an opportunity to prove that the fire still burns. For Honda, it was the loss of a generational talent who had brought them 59 victories and 6 world championships. And for fans, it was a reminder that even the greatest stories must sometimes take unexpected turns.
Mi devi pagare una tuta, eh? Ti passa la fattura Nadia, ti passa la invoice.
The Ant of Cervera would leave his nest, joining Gresini Racing in 2024. Nostalgia was inevitable, but the show had to go on. As Marquez embarked on his new journey with Gresini Racing in 2024, the motorcycle racing world held its breath. But surely enough, the transition from Honda to Ducati machinery proved to be exactly what the champion needed: a renaissance. His adaptation was swift and remarkable, showcasing the raw talent that had made him a legend. From pole positions to podium finishes, Marquez demonstrated that his hunger for victory remained undiminished.
Today I go out in FP1 and my instinct with another riders was riding like Honda, and then I slowed down a bit. In the second run I started to ride like Ducati, and then it was better.
His battles with reigning champion Pecco Bagnaia reminded fans of the warrior they had come to admire, culminating in an emotional victory at Aragon, his first in 1,043 days. The Ant of Cervera was finally back. More importantly, he was evolving. His consistent performances and inspiring determination caught the attention of the factory Ducati team, leading to his signing for 2025 alongside Bagnaia. Today, once again, Marquez is at the threshold of a new chapter in his illustrious career. What does the future hold for him? Only time will tell, but what we've witnessed so far can serve as an indicator of what's to come. In less than 2 decades, Marc Marquez has transformed from a promising young talent to a living legend of motorcycle racing. His journey has been marked by historic achievements, devastating setbacks, and inspiring comebacks. Whether pushing the boundaries of what's possible on 2 wheels or showing remarkable resilience in the face of adversity, Marquez has left an indelible mark on the sport. Regardless of what the future holds, Marc Marquez has already secured his place in the pantheon of motorcycle racing greats. His story is not just about the championships won or records broken, but about the indomitable spirit that has inspired a generation of riders and fans alike.